So I had an opportunity at the last agency to turn Republican. You know, they said, we'd like all of our associate solicitors to be Republican, and I put my hand up and said, God, the party's recognizing me, I'm really proud. I was proud for 3 months. And then Jimmy Carter came in and I went out. So I said, still proud to be a Republican, and I went off to Sun Company and worked there as their associate counsel. After that, I married John Rollins, had 4 wonderful children, and began to work in the business. And it was there that I really understood risk and reward. My husband died in 2000, and within a few months after that, we came up to a Friday, and my guys came in and said, Mrs. Rollins, we don't have the money to make the payroll. And I said, well, what are you going to do about it? And they said, what are you going to do about it? And I went, Well, I call that day the baptism of fire. And until you've dealt with that, and until you figure out what it is you're going to do to make it work, don't even talk about understanding business. Don't talk about risk and reward. And the problem we have now is a Congress full of people, very few who have business experience. A cabinet, the least number of persons with any business experience with any cabinet for any president in the history of America. It is just not something that can continue. And so I finally woke up and said, well, actually, I said to my children, rah, 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 complain, 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 rah, rah, rah. And they said, Mom, stop. Do something about it, but stop complaining. And I said, well, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've decided to run. I've heard all those issues. They're my issues, and I'm going to go out and do that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is why I am here today with not having any thought to doing this, except I went to the Lincoln Day dinner, and it became apparent that if we gave that seat to John Carney to go to Washington to vote for Nancy Pelosi, he could stay there for the rest of his life and keep voting for her until we were flat broke. That was just not something that I thought we could tolerate. So I'm here because I want to make that difference. I think the combination of experience of business, family, community, politics, our party, government, all helps to pull together a total person that can go into Washington and understand the issues, hear what you have to tell me, I know how to listen, and take it down there and vote what it is we want to put forward. I mean, this Congress proved it was a deaf Congress. 435 people voted for a bill they hadn't read, and they didn't have to know what was in it because it didn't apply to them. That just isn't good enough. I mean, we've all worked too hard. We've all loved this country. We love what it stands for. We love being the land of opportunity. And I want my grandchildren, when they grow up, they don't just hear Grandma's story about how it used to be in America. I want them to have the opportunity to perform and produce and excel and break glass ceilings and break barriers and produce like America used to produce. Not make money shuffling paper and treasury notes, and by farming, by manufacturing, by producing product. The real things that make us have wealth, that produce wealth. So I'm here to take questions. I'm here to answer anything you have to ask. I love America, and I want us to continue to have the America that we all knew. And I don't want my grandchildren so saddled with debt that it strangles them as they go forward. So all I can say is thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. And that first hand went up. I'll take that question.